let's answer some questions. I have a couple more from the Discord, and then you guys ask yours in the chat. So while we were talking about these things, please put the questions you want answered in the chat. We'll go a little bit past our time. Okay. So this is another question from the Breadman. Breadman got 2 in this week's episode. To paraphrase from a TJ video, TJ increases in velocity. I'm gonna read it from here. Increases in velocity is the reason so many pitchers are going to inevitably get hurt. Probably, yeah. What will it take for organizations to come back around to emphasizing health for pitchers and choosing guys who have better command of their pitches versus throwing straight fire? I think this is a misnomer, and that will never happen for a couple of reasons. One, to insinuate that teams are not prioritizing guys' health is not true. They 100% are. I just saw Paul Skeens throw 78 pitches the other day. The thing is, though, velocity is proven to improve your effectiveness as a pitcher. It's just that simple. Guys who throw harder are harder to hit. They're better at pitching. And they're just better. So if you can throw hard, you're going to throw hard. The guys who end up being command guys are command guys who don't throw very hard because they can't. It's just always been that way. It's always going to be that way, right? We just know how to get velo easier. So more guys are reaching are throwing at their max potential, which means they're likely to get hurt. It's like when you're bumping against the top of your max all the time, the chances that those parts wear out faster are there. Now, one thing I think that's going to happen, or I think could happen, is the oomph you throw behind fastballs earlier in games or in certain situations. The longer you go, guys are trying to take their foot off the gas a little bit, like Verlander. But I will say, command versus throwing hard, they're not different. They're not separate. And we got to stop. Command pitchers versus power pitchers, they're not separate. Power pitchers want to have the best command. They're all still, like, to say that guys who throw hard are no longer working on command, it's just stupid and false. Goose Gossage says that shit. CC says that shit sometimes. And it's just not true. Like, it's just not true. Guys aren't going out there like, I'm going to throw as hard and I don't care where it goes. There are a couple, and they don't hang around. You can't walk people. You just can't. But if you can have command and be nasty, why wouldn't you? Because you might not get hurt. And even if you don't throw hard, you still might get Tommy John. So, like, if you're reducing your chance to get Tommy John from 80% or from like 85% to like 81%, but you're not as effective, you're just going to take the higher chance. I just don't, like, it's not like it goes from 90% chance you're going to get Tommy John in your career to 10%. No, it's like 90% to 6. It's like 90% to 80% or 75%. Like, that's just, you're still likely to get it, but you just might not be as effective. So I don't think that's going to happen because that's not how it's ever been. No matter what we say, Maddox did this because he couldn't, blah, 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 blah. He couldn't throw 98, or he would have. Like, he would have done it. Had he thrown 98 and saw that he could, he would have tried to do it more, but he couldn't. Like, that doesn't mean you have to try to throw 98 every pitch, but if you have it, you're more likely to try to get it more often. So, like, to act like in the 80s they were choosing not to throw hard. No, they just didn't know how. It drives me crazy. So it's the same thing. Like, they're always looking at the iPads in the dugout. I never did that. You would if you played now. You would do everything that everyone's doing. The game's just different. You would adapt, and you would be like, "Wow, this is awesome. I know so much more about myself. So much better now." And if the guys who yell and scream about it, just think about it first. Just think for a second. Just think. There's probably a reason. So anyway, I'm not mad. You're mad. Okay, next one. If John Fisher were an animal, what animal would he be? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat right now. Let's see. I want to see your answers. I have some suggestions, but we'll see. If John Fisher was an animal, what animal would he be? It's weird. It's almost like I had that locked and loaded. We have snake. We got 2 snakes. Remora fish. Don't know what that is. Gorlock. Nice. Holgwarts. What? Okay, so I think the obvious one is emu's good. I think most people would say a weasel. For obvious reasons. Or a marmot. Or something similar. But I want to argue that this weasel is a little too cute. And I know these things steal stuff, right? I know they steal things, and they're shifty. But I still trust him. Look at him. Look at that face. It's pretty good. So let me throw this out here. And just from both kind of look and also problematic decision-making, the squirrel from Ice Age. What are we thinking? Everybody, this feels good to me. Like that's the look of a face of somebody who's terrified to speak publicly in front of microphones because everyone's mean to him. And also, this looks like someone's face who is constantly, I don't know, breaking the ice caps and ruining the thing that he touched. So, what do you guys think? I don't know. That's just me. It could be different. Let me know. What do you think is, I don't know. This seems mean. I don't want to attack someone's personal appearance, so I don't know if they look the same. And honestly, this is one of my favorite characters ever, so I don't know if I'm besmirching. I don't know whose name I'm besmirching, but I don't know. That freaking acorn, though, really, really caused a lot of problems. So, a lot of parallels there. Okay, ask me anything. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's put some things up on the screen and see what we got. DK, do we have some questions saved up? Rizzo and Martinez fired. Thoughts? I have a few thoughts. Maybe we can do this. No, I want to actually keep the... Here we go. Thoughts. Yeah, I don't. I think the Nationals should be better than they are right now, and they had to do something. And judging by at least Rizzo's comments out the door, was not the best situation or the best ownership group to have to work for. So sad. So it's probably a move they had to make, but I think it comes down to player development, and unfortunately Rizzo has a lot to do with that. And you know, it's been kind of a steep slope since 2025. But I never want to see anyone lose their jobs, especially guys who've had success in the past. But their core should be better. I mean, James Wood is certified stud. C.J. Abrams is one of the better shortstops, just kind of production-wise. I know he's not great defensively, but they have a good defensive center fielder. Alex Call's good. Like they just have used their picks, and Mackenzie Gore is a bona fide ace. So like, why can't we win? What's going on in the bullpen? What's going on in pitching development? Like what's going on with the rest of the rotation? Why can't we get more out of these guys? Or why can't we string wins together? But I just think that like maybe it's time to move on from like Louis Garcia and Keibert Ruiz and these guys, like the catcher. They're just not. Their catching core is not great defensively or catching or even really calling games. They're not very good defensively, so they need to replace some of their main pieces there. But I hate to see guys fired, but this was probably the right decision at this point because they're well past due getting better. Okay. All right. Trevor, do you think it's the scariest team going into the break? Scariest? I think a team that everyone's always a little bit scared of. The two big ones are probably like the Dodgers and like San Diego. They're one of those like explosive teams that can go on runs. But I think Detroit Tigers are the best team in the league right now. And then you got to be worried about both New York teams. Philadelphia's up there, but I'd say just the most consistent team, the team that has been consistently the toughest and been the most even kill all years is Detroit. So they're pretty good, man. They're pretty good. So I'll give it to the Detroit Tigers. Hate to say it because they were my rival forever, but damn, man, they look good. They look really good.
Hey, let's do a little player spotlight thanks to Arena Club. AJ, give me a player this season that you think is underrated and you might want to try and grab his card.
James Wood. I don't know that he's underrated, but Washington Nationals superstar in the making, and the first slab pack I ever opened had him in it. His rookie card, and the value is only going to go up and up and up. And I'm not going to sell it quite yet, Scott. I'm going to hold on to it because after he continues to hit big homers and put up the stats, make all-star teams, it's going to get more expensive for someone to buy for me.
This is his first full season in the majors. Keep that in mind. I think he's underrated. He's on a Nationals team that's not getting enough attention.
He might hit
underrated
40 homers. When he makes the all-star team this year, that not going to be underrated.
That helps. He's been intentionally walked 4 times in a game. Anyway, if you want to try and find a Wood rookie card, go check out slab packs on Arena Club. And right now you can get 20% off your first slab pack, or if you just want to go with a card purchase, go to arenaclub.com/FOUL. Use code FOUL. If you buy, sell, trade, collect, go for it.
What are your thoughts on these 3 pitches? Justin Verlander, Jacob DeGrom, Max Scherzer. 3 Hall of Famers. Though DeGrom, I don't know if he has body of work to get there yet. I think we need to see a couple more years. But he's been healthy all year this year. If he could do it again, I think he's a shoo-in. He's been so good at his peak. That is incredible. And the other 2 are 2 of the greatest pitchers we've ever seen. They really are. 2 of the most storied careers. High strikeout rates, dominance, no hitters, Cy Youngs, and I was blessed and fortunate enough to be able to share a locker room with 2 of those 3 guys, and just missed the 3rd one. So, they're great teammates as well, and I learned so much. And they always let me make jokes like the fact that combined we have 40. Combined we have 91 10 strikeouts games because I have 1. So. Yeah, Hall of Famers. Well, that's my one phrase. All-Star game start should be Skeens or Skubal, right? Yeah. It probably will be too. It probably will be, and then I will say Kershaw will come in the middle somewhere probably, so they can do the standing O and give him his celebration. But yeah, Skeens and Skubal are the starters, and it's pretty obvious, pretty good, pretty good. Oh, it could be Wheeler too, but I just think that Skeens is more marketable, man. He just is. They're going to pick Skeens, and he's a little bit more dominant than Wheeler's been. I don't know. It's something about Wheeler's. It feels like Aaron Nola has rubbed off on Wheeler a lot, which they're very even keel and they're very good, but there's a certain that they want, and I don't think Wheeler cares either way. But I think it's a coin flip. Maybe Crochet. Maybe. I think that Crochet is maybe a little bit. Skubal's, his last 2 starts, he struck out 23 in 13 innings and given up 4 hits. He finished really strong. Skubal's leading for the Cy Young. So. Odds you think Jarren Duran will be traded, and what do you think he'll be? Who do you think would be the front runner? Ooh, Jarren Duran, corner outfielder, speed, lefty stick. Everyone wants that. Odds he gets traded. Odds are not my thing, man. Percent. I'd say probably a 25% chance he's in the trade. Because I don't think the Red Sox, because they're about 500, they're not that far out, man. I don't think selling Duran is. I would anticipate, unless they got a really good lateral deal with a prospect or something, right? So if they were able to get a big league guy who's good, who's a quality player plus a prospect in that deal. Anything less than that, though, they shouldn't just go for prospects because they could still be in it. And I don't think Breslow wants to fully sell, and that would, for me, constitute a sell. So I don't think that's super likely. Maybe, where could he go? He could go freaking anywhere, man. The Mariners could use him. Nah, the Mariners are actually okay. With that, anyway, that would make a huge difference. I'm trying to think. Teams that could use outfielders. All of them. It's hard to answer that question. Anyway, next up. What product do I put in my mustache? Nothing. This is all natural, dude. Not all natural. If you guys are wondering where that was written, no one said that. I just made that up. Trevor, what retired player who wasn't a coach at the time had the biggest impact on your development as a young player? Torrey Hunter. I would say Kevin Jepson was a guy that I learned how to be in the bullpen with. He was one. But Torrey was a big one, man. Torrey taught a lot of us how to be competitors and professionals, so I'm a big fan of Torrey Hunter. Always will Always appreciated it. And he also told me about how I was tipping once against the Tigers when I pitched against them and how they got me so well. So that's good. What up? What's next? I see something that I want to do, but I'm waiting to see what DK does. We got some good ones from YouTube. If I can just grab them, DK, I can do a couple of these. Let me just do a couple of these. Do I think the Phillies will make a deadline deal, bullpen or bat? I think that everyone needs a bullpen arm. The Phillies will definitely be in the running for that, but bullpen arms are like take them or leave them. But they need some depth out there. They need another proven commodity in the bullpen. It would be interesting to see if like Griffin Jax is available from the Twins because he's a free agent coming up, or any of the bullpen guys for the Twins. They could probably go move those guys because they haven't pitched great recently as well. So it's like they might be more open to doing it. So the Phillies need a bullpen guy. And then, they're just like everyone else, man. Back end of the lineup needs to produce a little bit more. So, I mean, can't run Rojas out there all the time, man. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Here's a good one. Biggest all-star snub, Seiya Suzuki, biggest all-star snub. He is one of the biggest ones. Juan Soto is another big one. I'll be honest, I got surprised with Julio Rodriguez making it, but again, he's marketable. It's how we make decisions. It is a promotional game. So at the end of the day, I can't deny that. Also, Joe Ryan, I think, got snubbed as well. But Joe Ryan missed out simply because Mr. Smith from the White Sox was the... am I going to say it? Yeah, I'm going to say it. Every team needs a guy, which means... Sounds kind of DEI to me, doesn't it, to you guys? Equity, inclusion, including every team. So he is in. And I think that's okay. But anyway, it's because a starting pitcher from the White Sox that pushed probably Joe Ryan out, which sucks. Ranger Suarez got snubbed. I think so, but again, innings are one issue. Do relievers say all their goodbyes before the All-Star break? No, you don't have to because the deadline is not until the 30th, so you have 2 more weeks after. Cedane Rafaela is greater than J-Rod. Cedane Rafaela is one of the most overrated players I know of. So, but you guys love him. You love him. A dude who swings at 90% of the pitches and only can handle inside is pretty interesting.
Kratz, we talk about HelloFresh a lot, but in the same fam is another option for you if you're looking to go on your little wellness journey or you're very picky in terms of what you're looking for ingredients-wise. You can go Green Chef this summer.
And I can heat and eat because this summer I've got like 3 days where I'm not doing anything. I'm sure those are going to get scheduled with something. Let's give me something super quick that I can heat up. The whole family's eating healthy and they're full.
Menus change weekly, 80-plus dietitian-approved weekly meal options. Green Chef makes it easy to find those meals to fit your lifestyle, so go check it out. FT fam, there is an exclusive offer. Make this summer your healthiest yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50territory and use code 50territory to get 50% off your first month, then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping. That's code 50territory at greenchef.com/50territory.
I just want you guys to know that when you look at a scouting report of Cedane Rafaela, he's so easy to pitch to. It's very obvious what he does not do well and how he plays. So he's in there with Brian Bayo. They're fine. They're good players. They're big leaguers. But my God, they are not studs. They're not stars. He's fine. He's good. He's going to be streaky. J-Rod's also going to be streaky, but potential-wise, I don't think that's very close. Trevor, have you all thought about being a pitching coach in the majors? I love the idea of pitching coaching. In practice, that means I would have to, 1, follow a big league team around. Though, I think I would enjoy it more being a coach and not having to play. I think I would enjoy it more being a coach, not needing to play. And I think I could help guys get better, but like, I would rather do it on the outside. Like, I would like to work more one-on-one with people. I'd like to have smaller class sizes. You know what I mean? So, how do you pitch coach? It's more about development. Working on game planning, working on your cues, your mechanics, fixing things that get broken, because everything gets broken all the time. You got to maintain. How do you feel about franchise that drafted you but also traded you? Is there appreciation, or were you motivated to stick it to them once traded? So full disclosure, that was the Philadelphia Phillies. It was bittersweet simply because it was the team I came up with. All my friends were there. So like going and meet, it was like going to a new school. You had to meet a bunch of new people, and that was, that can be scary or whatever. But I never was like, F you, because I kind of saw it coming, and I also knew I kind of wanted to stick it to Ruben Amaro a little bit, but just because he wasn't very approachable, and I didn't appreciate that very much. But that was it. It wasn't really anything. And I didn't think he was making the greatest decisions. But like again, I was not slighted. I understood that it was part of it. And on the other side of that, there's another team that wants you. So like it's kind of just like it sucks to leave, and it sucks to like be them willing to get rid of you, but like someone else is also getting traded, and you're going to a team that wants you. So like great. So yeah. I think it's interesting. All right, a few more. All right, we got a couple more questions. Time for a couple more questions. Did MLB players take advice from coaches if those coaches didn't play in the big leagues? I would say there are certain guys that do not respect that immediately, and that it takes longer for you guys to get on the same page. But now I don't think that's a big factor. Like Wes Johnson, right? When he came in, we were like, what's this going to be like? Is this going to be rah-rah? Because it was new at that time. But then we met him. We're like, oh, this guy's freaking awesome. He knows exactly. He's here for us. He gets the deal. He's like, because sometimes people like they don't have feel. They don't get it because they didn't do it. As long as there's a little feel and they understand the dynamic, and there's certain things they're not going to have context by, and they don't try to act like they have it. As long as that's not there, then it's a non-issue. At least it was for me. But yeah, I'm sure some guys just completely, like some guys just never talk to the analytics guys because they didn't do it, which I think is maybe a little short-sighted. Does Cal hit lefty or righty for the home run derby? He's going to do both. I think he's already said he's going to do both. He's going to rotate. I think he's going to rotate per round. To really maximize. He's been practicing, so that's what I'm hearing. This is another good one. Okay, will the Brewers be buyers or sellers at the deadline in your opinion? I think they'll be buyers, but they don't usually do huge things. But they'll grab some people because they're in it. They're in it, man. I still think the Brewers end up passing the Cardinals. I think they're better long term. So I think the Brewers are around. They're not going to do anything crazy though. They never do. So expect like them to go grab a couple guys, some depth pieces. Maybe a starting pitcher if they can, and see what happens. This one's good too. I'm going to end. We're going to do one more after this. Do you guys ever just want the days off instead of a third or fourth All-Star appearance? Yeah. The All-Star game is exhausting. You're there. There's red carpet stuff, and you got to sign. Literally, you have to sign so much stuff. Media day sucks. And you're traveling, you're trying to get your family there. And so it's like exhausting from a travel standpoint because it's all pretty tight, pretty fast. And rest is just hard to come by during the season. So there's a lot of guys that opt out, especially if they're perennial All-Stars. They'll take the All-Star nod, they just won't go and play. I know Jake DeGrom's not a hugest fan, but I'm sure he's going to this one because it's been a while. And it's in Atlanta, which is close to home. So he'll have fun, but interesting. It's interesting. All right, last one here. Last one, and I got to go. What are your thoughts? Oh, we have two. Okay. In my experience, all pitchers used to be able to rake when they were younger. What was the best hitting moment you remember in your youth? I remember pinch hitting in high school. It was my first varsity AB because I was a sophomore. I got called up. I was basically pitching for. I was basically playing in the field for JV, and then I go pitch for the varsity team. But I never played in the field or hit for varsity when I was a sophomore. And then one time we were in a spring game, and our ace, the guy who was going to Oregon State, pitched, and I was pitching after him, so I had to stay in the game and hit. and I hit a bomb first pitch. Or no, my first AB, I got behind 3-1. I just took the guy deep, and then was like, "What the? Our PO kid hit a homer." So my first ever varsity AB was a homer. Only actually hit homer I ever hit because in my junior year I was PO because I was already committed to college. I just didn't need a hit, and we were good. We had a lot of D1 players, or we had like several D1 players. All right, last one. All right, last one. What are your thoughts on velo versus accuracy? They aren't different. Just saw a big woo return and seems like accuracy can be just as good. Yeah, accuracy can be just as good. But when you're, okay, here's the deal. When you throw really hard, your margin of error and still being successful goes way up. Meaning, you can miss spots bigger and still be okay. When the softer you throw, the more precise your command needs to be. So what you want is a combination. Tarek Skubal, for example, top 3 in command and like top 10 in velo. Perfect, that's what you want. If you can pull that off, do that. But there are times when command and movement is all you got. But again, if you have the ability to get away with more things that aren't perfect, you want to do that. That's why it's the big thing. So they're not different. They work together, and you want both. Everyone wants both. If you can get both, do both. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. Like throwing something nice and soft doesn't necessarily mean you're going to throw it for better. For me, every time I threw softer, my command got worse. So take that for what you will.